Hi, it's John Wanoa here, Auckland in New Zealand. It's Saturday the 3rd of August 2013. Just want to update you on Kitty Campbell fraud bank court case in Hawera, North Island, New Zealand. I've been following that case since before she went into court, and it's over the bank honouring the cheque that she put in for 15 million. There's no sight of it in the news, although it has been recorded in the bank, and up to the point where it never got 3 days to clear, and they set the police on her to arrest her. In that case, the bank manager rang the police up to lay a complaint, and that's how the case starts. And so she's been in court once, and then released, and then gone back in again. And so you can see what happened after that. Now, the point I want to make here is that there's been a fraud committed, and she was pointing out with notice to the bank, to the public on Facebook, and to let everybody know her intent of what she wanted to do to expose the fraud the bank is committing. And so we've gone through that up to the stage where she was released through affidavit. And I believe on what I'm seeing now that she was let go by a U.S. Marshal, Moai, at the courthouse with the judge. So they made some sort of agreement to have her released. I can only say that it has involved the police, the judge not answering the public, the people attending, the supporters of Kerry, who asked the judge to ask them to see to tell them who he's swearing his oath to. Well, he failed to do that for a start, and what jurisdiction he's using, he failed that as well. So he was warned by the Governor-General, Jerry Mataparai, to let her go, but he failed to do that and took the law in his own hands. So now he's on his own, and he's using some sort of jurisdiction to carry on his case. He continued and engaged the police now to follow his orders. He cleared the court, asked the police to clear the court, and so the police did that, and so he abandoned his ship, which is a court, and the bench is the bank in front of him that he sits on. He abandoned that and went away, and he got rid of the public who have a right to be there to witness what's going on. And then he had another court hearing later after injuring Kitty Campbell. So there's some charges there against the police and him responsible for the injury of Kitty Campbell, physical, I mean. So there's some charges there. Now he's on his own. So I'm saying he's using some sort of jurisdiction to carry on from that point, and I feel that he's using the Commonwealth of Australia and New Zealand and Canada and America. He's using the US federal state jurisdiction of their courts, because they have combined under the 1986 Constitution here. And the government here has given it to Australia government. They're using our 1986, the fraud 1986 Jeffrey Palmer jurisdiction, and that's illegal. And they're using our 1993 Te Ture Whenua Act, and that's illegal as well. So this, just to point out to you, the legal side of what I'm doing here as an advocate for Kitty Campbell. Spoke to her before she went ahead to get some advice. So I'm there for advice for her, advice for the Prime Minister of the Maori government, and the Chief of Kingi Toto of Te Tii Marae and Waitangi. This is where we draw our jurisdiction from the 1835 Declaration of Independence flag and Constitution. So that flag that we have was in the presence of the judge. In fact, it's more superior to his flag flying above his head with the Queen. The fatal mistake that Judge Alan Roberts made that day was that he, one, ignored the Governor-General advice. Two, he failed to swear to the Queen because he knows the Queen is a convicted criminal felon in the World Court, ICC, TS Court, for Church and State, convictions against Church and State Tribunal. Okay, so that's recorded, and she's got a year before she gets arrested. So now the police are swearing their oath to her. Now they're accessories to her crimes, and this is the point I make when we're doing these cases now through the High Court in London at the Rolls Building. That's where you see on Facebook now we're making a case about this. Kitty Campbell's case, as well as 61 Cook Street in the city here, and 365 Blotton Point Road land title, and 400 Blotton Point Road land titles. All that land along Blotton Point and 61 Cook Street in the city, and any other land after that matter, after we get through this case. Now we've just taken Kitty's case on top of it because we've got bank transactions here, bank fraud in 3 cases. Okay, so we're going through the Chancery Court in London, in the Rolls Building. You'll see on Facebook. We're making a case on Facebook in front of over 1 billion people watching. Okay, so it'll unfold there, and the police can't escape. So we're going through the Serious Fraud Office in London and here in Auckland on these 3 cases. Okay, so it's very serious. Anyway, back to the case. So the judge now has engaged the policeman. All right. So I've got his name here. The detective, the new constable detective. See, they use constables because they're a lower rank that swears to the Queen. All right. He's new on the block. So we've got him marked out. Police prosecutor. He's the prosecutor. The guy in the photo that arrested Kitty and threw her in the car. Now, as you can see, she's in a lot of pain. That's Steve Hickey. He's on the chopping block, right? You've got now one, Judge Alan Roberts. Number 1, lien debtor. Okay, we're going to bill him. We're going to strip him down in lien property seizure arrest warrants. They can be arrested now, any time now. Okay, so you've got 2. You've got Peter Marshall, the police commissioner, failed to stop him. His man, Steve Hickey. Okay, so 2 policemen. There's others. And we're going to pop them off one by one in these liens. And see, after this case here, I can tell you afterwards, the bank, what happened yesterday in Dublin, Ireland. Okay, bank thought they'd get away with it, didn't. Got caught. The judge has got them. Okay, I'll tell you how that works too. They're very serious. Anyway, now we've got Jerry Mataparai Andrews. He failed to stop that judge from going ahead with his court case against Kitty. He should have left it at that. Now, it's a can of worms. It's as big as anything. We can, with these liens, it's one-on-one. One person attacks the other person. Attacks, okay? Personally, attacks them and their person, okay? With a soul that's corporate, nobody, like the judge, he's a nobody, okay? He's a nobody as Crown. He's somebody as Alan Roberts, right? The man Alan Roberts versus Hawani Kahaki Wanoa. That's me, okay? Just person to person. And his name versus Moai Crown. That's a corporate company, right? That's a corporate company. And the Confederation. That's the flag, right? Now you've got a statue, memorial of these lands, and the jurisdiction of the flag in his court, okay? His court is captured, right there, frozen. His court is captured. And it's because of the skills of those confederation or sovereign people with the flag in their hand. They carry the day. Okay, so they have conducted themselves as sovereign people of the land. Okay? And all the other public as well that went there and supported her, and people from the OPPTS that are supporting her as well, even though it's her first time doing it. That's a lot of guts. Kerry, you're honourable, ahead of the banks. You're bigger than the banks, okay? You've got them. That's what I'm saying to you. So that warrants merits, even though it looks like a fraud, that you've committed a fraud. On the face of it, the public only wants and can see that you took some $65,000 worth of groceries and stuff. So the principle of the matter is more serious than that. Okay? So there's ways up on both sides in the court hearing. It starts at the law. Okay? The law and the law, regardless of what happened. Okay? It's what happened in the court of law on these lands. Okay? With his queen above his head, the judge I'm talking about, and the flag that they're holding up above their head, the Union Jack, has no jurisdiction above the Confederation's flag. Is one, it's a bank trading flag, and two, it is a constitution straight from Britain. That's what we're using straight into the courts. Okay, that's what that is all about. Plus, it's a constitution and a founding document of this country. The Declaration of Independence, 1835. King William IV, Admiralty, Creditor. Okay, that's with a mouthful. That's the significance of that flag. And it has military in the black cross besides the red cross. Red cross, King George, the Queen, Kate and William's new baby's name is, believe it or not, George. King George. You see? Cross. Okay? But we got issues with that because the king takes precedent in the line of succession. You can't break the line of succession of king there and queen, because the king, without the king there's no queen. Okay? So that's why we're going straight to King William IV's jurisdiction in the court of Admiralty, in the Chancery Court, and under the High Court. Okay? Right in the mouthful, law. We're doing that right now. Desmond, Wanoa and I, straight off the cuff. Okay? This is just the normal people, sovereign people or whatever they call themselves, just people, versus the banks and the corporates and the Crown. Okay? Show you how to do it on Facebook and right out in front of everybody. Now I want to tell you something before I forget. The Facebook right now in the courts of law is acceptable on all the evidence you see on Facebook. So I let you know that although Facebook claims everything on Facebook and Twitter and Google and YouTube, they own everything that's on there. So they own these debt bills. That's why we got them there, you see? Huh? The affidavits that you see there are unrefuted because no one in the whole world is saying anything about it. They shut their mouth. You see? So when it says 7 days to refute it in front of the whole world, that's our mandate and our witnesses to this case, to these three cases with Kerry, the land case in 61 Cook Street here, the big high-rise building, that's $5 billion, okay? And the land at East Cape of the North Island, New Zealand, on our land blocks, that's Moai land, where the sun rises first, Ra, right there in the world, closest to the sun, up, south pole up, where the US NASA is snooping around, looking for the black hole right there, okay, in the East Island, and up here, right? You got the North Pole down here, and all the chemtrails, and they're messing the whole place up because all the gas and all the pollution and all the things come around like this, around the Earth, and go straight up past us, right? And they want to come over here and leave everybody to burn. And I'm just saying, this is the corporate crown, and it's mischief black Pope causing all these problems. Banks, everything. Rothschild banks. Evelyn Rothschild, 1. Adolfo Nicholas Patron, the Black Pope in Vatican City, 2. And Elizabeth Windsor, Queen, 3. 3 culprits. Knocked them out, all the problem goes. Okay? We're just going for the banks. Cut the banks here, in these cases. Okay? Here in New Zealand. And our flag, the Confederation flag, is the only flag in the world that has Admiralty, trade bank status. Only flag in the world. They put it away in the cupboard in Wellington here in the government and hid it and use it. The Vatican is using that flag. I can guarantee you the Vatican Pope is using our flag, our own flag that King William gave the British government, and the military there. The military is our partner, our trading bank jurisdiction flag on the sea. Right? Everybody in the world is on that. We got from there, Britain to America, right around the world, from that flag. Okay, because there ain't no other trading bank flag in the world. The other flags are only flags of country, not trading. Okay, and it's got a black seal on it to protect it with the British Army and Navy and Air Force. They're on our side. Those are our business partners, commercial business partners. Yeah, I'll make that quite clear. That all our cases on Facebook, Twitter, Google, and YouTube are directly from those high court in London, okay? And we can go through the Ireland courts as well in Wales. To conduct our case, when we do this case, we go there, lodge it online. That's how you do it, email. Comes back from there, and then we take it to the high court here. That takes the power out of the courts here, back to our partners in London. Okay? Just to let you people over there, your military people, Horton in London, and George, the Navy Chief of the Fleet, Commander in Britain, you're on our side. Okay? So that we're doing our bit here in the South Pacific with a flag. With a flag, we take it off the Pope. He no longer can use that jurisdiction because it's Catholic. That flag we have with a red cross, okay, of King William Catholic. Okay, it's a contract. That's our contract. That's our flag. Contract with the Navy, right? King William Navy, Rear Admiral, and Admiral of the Fleet. Those titles. So, me, Admiral of the Fleet, here. Okay? Fleet. Fleet of feet. No? Fleet of feet, people. Okay? You can call yourself a vessel. Funny name. Nobody. Now nobody. That's all these judges and politicians. They're called nobody. They put it into a pool and go like this and pull it out like that. That's what they did with our 1993 Te Ture Whenua Act. They took it to Australia and gave it to them. All you people in Australia, guess what? You're using our 1993 Act, Native Land Act, for your people in Australia, not you Aborigines, not the native people, but the government has consolidated all the states in Australia, put them in one cup, and then John Key gave them, and Helen Clark, right, fraudsters, gave them our 1993 Act. There is no 1993 Act in Australia with consent and assent, royal assent to the Queen, right? You check up. There's no 93 Act. It's the only place in the world, here, in New Zealand, they've got the proper process of royal assent through some sort of consent with the chiefs, and the mountains here and the rivers there, and marked out and made some sort of agreement with the wrong people, the Maori. There's no such name as Maori. Iwi, that's made up by the Crown. There's no tribe, no, it's fictitious. Mr. Nobody. Okay, everything belongs to the Hapu and the Moai. At least you've got a statue buried, boom, right in the ground, right, on the East Island. That's how it marks out Earth and the physical sun down on the East Cape on these land blocks where the motel is, the Lotham Point Motel. The physical sun is short distance, right? Shortest distance from the dry land to the sun is right there, right? Nowhere, not in Egypt, not in Rome, not in England, not in Germany, not in America. No significant. You can make all the lines you like all over the globe, but there's only 3 points on this globe that line up perfectly in a square inside a circle. Okay? East Cape, 6 o'clock in the morning. East Island, 12 midday. And 6 p.m. Ghana, where my girlfriend is. You'll hear her voice in a minute. Woke her up this morning. Yeah, so those are the 3 points. And the other way around, it's 6 p.m. at East Cape, Tipito, with the motel, one around there. And Lock Point and East Cape. And it's midnight on East Island to the constellation stars and the black hole. Boom, right up the top, right closest, up the top hemisphere. And the meridian line is there, right? There, meridian line, bang, East Cape, East Island in the middle of the world, East Island, and Ghana on the other end, in the west, okay? 3 points, bang, like that, right? And then down the other way, like that, okay? Down the other way, 12 midnight, 12 midnight, 12 midday, okay? East Island, 12 midday, down here, down the way, 12 midnight, 12 midday, okay? That's how it works. Perfect law of God, Moai God, okay? Try and tell that to the Black Pope, the university expert. He's in charge of the whole world. I'll put it to him in the affidavit. Swear that the north is up. I'll swear that the south is up. See what happens. You see, he hasn't answered yet. In front of all you people in the world, you have to choose which one you believe in, right? Mr. Nobody, north up, or Moai, south up. And why? Ask yourself, why is NASA flying around the South Pole looking for the black hole? I drew it out on Facebook in an affidavit to swear that's the truth. You know what happens? Satan. Yeah, that's the Black Pope. It's fooling you people, and the banks are fooling you too. And so that's what I want to say with this court case. That the High Court in Dublin has this is something else that happened yesterday. The High Court in Dublin, the judge there has found, Judge Gerard Hogan has ruled in the citizens' favour, private prosecution, right? Like me, private prosecution, no lawyers, okay? Don't need a lawyer, and against the lawyers, like in the Irish banks. Thought they were going to get away with it, right? They really thought they were going to get away with prosecuting this businessman and his business a few million. Okay, so he's been shafted all those years. He can go after all that money now against him, no lawyers, against the lawyers, all that bunch of lawyers, and the bank manager, and who else is interfering with his lien. Okay, this is what we're doing. A lien, debtors. That's the respondent that we're accusing. Those people that I just named. Lien, debtors, respondents, accused. Okay, we're going them for everything they got as persons. Right? And watch out, because this is the most lethal affidavit on earth. Right? This is the first case that has got this far. Now, what happens here is this. This is a High Court judge, and more than likely in the Chancery Court, because it's a point by point affidavit, point by point, if it's an affidavit case where they strike out one or the other in somebody taking it to court. So he has accused them, they have taken him to court. I'm expecting them to pay for the court hearing, not him. Okay? So they bring the case against him. So if they lose, they're going to pay for everything. If you lose, if you try and take on any of these cases like what we're doing now, and get it wrong, it goes the other way. So be very careful how you do it. That's why I'm saying I'm going over the top of Kitty Campbell's case, because I've discussed with her and Jennifer over in Australia, Alexander. I discussed with them, I discussed with others what I thought, and had no input in it, because OPPTS is not our system of doing it that way. We're going straight in to attack, not be nice to people and forgive them of the debt and how they do it. They say, oh, our value. Our value? No, we don't. We put the value on the land you're standing on. This is Moai. The land you stand on, got a title, right? Title, solid title. That's what we've got. We're putting the evidence in front of the courthouse, standing on our land. Okay, that's how we do it. Right? The judge is standing on our land. He's got a vessel that he's floating around on. So we're gonna push the vessel back in the sea. Okay, because we got this flag of jurisdiction was given on dry land. His flag, the Union Jack flag, was given on a boat out sea, 200 miles out. That's the difference. One's on dry land, one's on wetland. Well, just throw it back in the sea on the wetland. Then float around, and Somalians pick them up. That and rob them. So that's what's happened in the Irish court, in Dublin. The judge has found in favour of the claimant, businessman. Okay, he's a businessman. So two different things: a private man and a businessman. Well, his business is gone after. If he goes a private person like Kitty, it's very more difficult to be without a corporate name. So the way I see it, the OPPTS and the system, what she was going on, a little bit this and a little bit that, is that you're not claiming money as such as direct money. You're claiming your value, which is neither here nor there. It's not. I won't say it's close enough to being nobody. It is a person that's got at least some gripe, a complaint. Okay, so the affidavit is a complaint. In the end, the affidavit came in to take over her case, because otherwise she'd be locked up, and she was apprehended illegally. So there's a few claims that we're lodging over the top of her as principal, not directly to her, but the principle of that case interpreted to the two cases we have been going since 2009 on Cook Street, and the other one down at the East Cape. The Cook Street one is a Crown title, and all these lands in Auckland, and the other one's a Maori land court case, where it's just Maori land. Okay, 2 cases. In Kerry's case, it is a bank financial case. It's a bank different thing again. Right? So out of that, that's not a land case. It's a bank case. So it has tiers, layers. It hasn't got the bottom base bit where everything is inclusive of a Moai case. Moai brand name, Moai patents, in his statue standing in London. Okay, he's standing in London. That's a memorial. More memorials on lands are like obelisks, like at Waitangi, the 1840 obelisk. We're going to knock that out, knock it over, because we put a new one to take its place. So these are the jurisdictions that I'm talking about. Law versus law. Right? Our law versus their law. God's law is Moai law. Okay, that's what that statue is. God, face. So anyway, just to top things right off, the judge now in Dublin, he tells them to go to the district court. So they've got to go to the district court to resolve matters, because it's a lower court, between the bank and the police and the businessman. Okay, the businessman takes his case there, and then after that, if there's anything unresolved, it goes back to the High Court, the higher court, and then resolved there. Okay, so in our case here, all we're doing is lodging the complaint affidavit into the British court at the Rolls building, the Admiralty High Court, part of the High Court, the Chancery. The Chancery is specialised in point-by-point affidavits. Okay, commercial, business, banking complaints. Okay, so that's where we're going with Kitty's case, because it's a bank case, and our land case, because it's a land case there too. Okay, they're more precise, more not criminal, like killing somebody. This is fiscal, valuable, high-end cases, all right, where the value is bigger than somebody's value. Okay, we're talking about land, we're talking about title, we're talking about military, we're talking about sovereignty, we're talking about trading, and we're talking about business, commercial operations. Okay, this is all wrapped up in Moai cases. It's a one and all case. Right? That's what I wanted to tell you. It's in the Independent News yesterday. Dublin, this case, first precedent case. We're taking on a first precedent case with this Kitty case and our cases that are already in the pipeline. Right? I've never done anything but stacked up the affidavits. That's why since 2000. That's why it's got to over 3,000 affidavits. As you can see on the affidavit I put there for Kerry, there's 31 affidavits with those numbers. You see all those numbers? When you press the number in front of the judge, boom, the case comes up with that person, Alan Roberts. All his stuff comes up, bang, in front of the judge in Britain, or High Court judge here in Auckland. Okay, we'll bring all the cases here. It costs the person that we're accusing for everything, because he'll lose. Okay, they'll outright lose. There's no need to go any further, because they haven't refuted the affidavit. Even if I gave them another 7 days, they won't be able to, because we've got affidavits in all those 31 numbers on one page equals one affidavit. Okay, those are all the up-to-date legal way of doing things here nowadays, right? In the digital era of courthouses, where they have everything on laptops, and the judge, I can send something to him just by the press button over here in New Zealand, okay? And even the courthouse over here, I can send everything to the courthouse here without even going to the courthouse. Okay, so these are the things I wanted to tell you, and I just wanted to let you hear my wife, because that's the one on the icon on my Facebook, Linda. You'll see some photos there. But she's working in our business in Africa. It's not going anywhere yet. It's just waiting for me to get there, in the energy, tidal turbines in the sea, and her beauty business, beauty, whatever women do, all that sort of stuff. That's needs financial input, and gold mines over there. Her dad's left her some inheritance, and it's been parked there. That's why we've been together over 4 years for me to go there. So everything's been on hold. Even the affidavits have been on hold. Everything's on hold until we go together with Titi Moai to Kingi Taurua and Papa Wirimu Hei and the other taumata there. All this work I'm doing is free right up to now through the years, and that's the way tikanga Maori or tikanga Moai, pick whichever way you want to go. That's what I say, it's the choice of Moai or Maori, one or the other. You believe one or the other, right? At the moment the Maoris are falling in the States because of the government screwing them. Okay, in Moai there ain't any such thing. It's a clean cut operation. That's for the whole people of the world. That's why it's called Moai. Crown head on his head. The dirt hat on his head. Everything's dirt, earth, your DNA, everybody. It comes from there, evolving from the earth. Okay, and that's all I'm saying. It's marked. It's marked, and all you have to do is grab it. Right? Own it. Everything I put on Facebook, you grab it. Okay, and when the shares come out and the title ends, you grab it. Okay, and it belongs to everybody. Right? It don't belong to me. It belongs to everybody. That's choice. So that'll be out soon. And when that goes, once we get through one thing, bang, it'll go right through the whole thing. Okay, and so you have options, choices to make, and all the information I put on Facebook. Help yourself, because it's there. It's knowledge, power, knowledge, and use it. I'm using other people's information as well to collate all of what I put together. And so I expect everybody to do the same too. Alright, so Moai's statues are in the world. They're standing in places, Brussels and New York, Washington, Singapore. So that's good luck. That's what it is. It's good luck. There's no pressure in it, and there's no threat. All it is a mark of God, faith, jurisdiction, and grace. And the Queen's got it in her, but she's made a mess of it. Okay, she's made a hell of a mess of Moai being there amongst all the Satan stuff with the Vatican. The worst people of earth is Netanyahu. I've named them because we've got them on our affidavits. Netanyahu, Obama, the Queen, and Evelyn Rothschild, and the Black Pope, Adolfo Nicholas Patron, and also the White Pope, Bergo Guglio, what is his name, Francis. Okay, so those are the Satan devils who are running rife and causing all the wars in Syria and with the Arabs and all those people that got all the money, the gold and all the flash places. They are the ones who have fabricated all this fraud banks, fractional banking, and trading, fraudulent and fraud and corruption. Well, it's coming out now. It's gonna bust the whole thing apart by people like yourselves. Okay, so I'll just let you hear Linda, and this is her with me waking up. She went to sleep early.
Linda, my wife, Saturday, Hello? Hello? Honey? Hello? Is that Linda? Linda? Oh, you're sleeping, darling? You're sleeping? Oh, you go back to sleep, darling. Go back to sleep. I'll call again tonight. Honey, go back to sleep.
Okay. He woke me up this morning.
Okay. Bye. flag earlier. Anyway, that's my wife. And thank you very much. See you later.
So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. So I'm keeping in touch with her and our business over there. It hasn't gone anywhere. She's got a big building there. It's just got a few things in it, but we're going to do some things there when I go there. And leave this to all the people here to look after this place. And I'll go and have a look around, look after all the, get mixed up with all the these Africans that are running around with not too much. Okay, I prefer to be there where people need help. Alright, all those places where they're getting bombed up. I feel for them because of the way the Americans are the worst people in the world. I'm talking about the federal state government. And Rothschilds, who runs that place, and making all this war, trying to take over the whole world and the banks. Well, their banks are going to crash, right? I tell you, Mr. Rothschild, your banks are crashing, and Moai is going right over the top of you because you have no passion or spirit. Right? You haven't got that. You haven't got the quality of life that people deserve. Okay, and Bill Gates and all this poisonous stuff in the air. All you politicians in the States, your names are going down. Right? I've got a few names there. Your names are going down, and the people will just follow what's happening here with this case up in Dublin with the banks, and gradually the truth will come out. You people are dishonest with spending money over Ponzi schemes, pyramid eye, and all this crap. Stolen. You've got stolen obelisk and the pyramid. You ransacked it off those black male Nubians and Africans, and you took all their culture, their heritage, their inheritance, and you're making money out of it. Right? All the greed and all the castles and all those things that you lined yourself with, all that money, you couldn't spare it to anybody. Right? So that's our flag here. Right? That's the Confederation flag that was in the court that stopped the court judge. All right? This flag here is the most powerful flag in the world. Okay? I'll make that statement. That flag is bank flag. It is a trade flag from state to state, right? In that corporate world. That is a corporate flag from King William IV. Right around the world, from Westminster Parliament. That's where we're going, straight to Westminster Parliament and through the courts there with this jurisdiction. Alright? And all this time the Maori have been waving the flag around. They didn't know the superior power of the flag. Okay? That's all I want to say. Thank you very much. You have a nice day, and I can get back to work. Okay? Bye.